So I think anybody here who is looking for, you said you've done everything. You haven't done everything. You haven't done everything. You haven't washed cars yet. You haven't washed. You haven't washed boots yet. You haven't cleaned fuel stations yet. So there's still a lot more that you can do. I think one of the things I have seen is just throwing in an application, going to sit, and then hoping that they'll call you. I think you need to do more than that. He's just talked about connections. How can you just go to somebody and say, boss, I'm interested in working in this company. There's no formal opening. But how can I support even the work you do? The reports you write. If you have to go to Thelma to do something, I'm happy to accompany you to. I'm even happy to come to your home to support you. Just everybody will hire you on character and attitude. So I'm very happy you added with the story of how you started climbing up from the pump. So no further questions. You are discharged. And on Temaoyo Refinery, Chief, do I look like an adult? So that question there is for the Minister of Energy and the President. So you are talking to the wrong line. Wrong line. So when I meet him, I'll ask him why we are not allowed. But I understand another refinery is under construction. So hopefully that should be able to resolve part of the question. As for the fossil something, me, I'm a mere mortal. So I'll leave it to the big people to answer that question.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the entry level that you asked of. So unfortunately, there are fewer jobs than you are willing to take. The jobs that you want, they are fewer. The ones you guys are more than that particular job. And one thing I've realized is that students don't read things on the notice boards. Yes. And I almost fell a victim of that when I was in school. So when apparently they put a notice out there that they were picking the best 5 students in each engineering department to write an aptitude test. I didn't see it because I wasn't reading the things on the notice board. It was my departmental secretary that saw me and went like, "Oh, Hima, tomorrow, are you coming to write the aptitude test?" And I was like, "What aptitude test?" Then she said, "Oh, Schlumberger is writing a test tomorrow. Your name is there. Didn't you know?" And I said, "No, I didn't know." I went to my room and I said, I didn't even know them because I studied geological engineering in school. So my mind was channeled towards the mines. That is what they focus on in school. You just do a semester of petroleum geology and that's that. So, and at that particular time, I already knew I was going to do my internship at Anglo Gold. So I couldn't be bothered about what Schlumberger is. So I went to my room, and the people you surround yourself with is very important. And I told my roommate that, they said I have an aptitude test tomorrow, but I won't go. Then my roommate said, "What do you have to lose? If you go and you pass, yay. If you don't pass, what do you have to lose? Just go and try." And that is how out of 160 students, I was part of the 5 that passed to go in there. Please read your notice board. And about attitude, I am nice with everybody. If I wasn't a nice person, I wouldn't have had that conversation with my departmental secretary. I would have missed that chance. When I enter my office now, even though I'm not there, from the bread and egg seller to the security man to who everybody knows me, I will greet everyone. I will smile with everyone. I'm a nice person to deal with. But even with that, when it comes to my work, people know where to draw the line. So being a nice person doesn't mean people would be able to disrespect you. That is not it. So that is it. Read notices as well, okay? And if you enter the companies, tell them, "I'm willing to learn for free. I am here to learn, not for the money." Because most of the time, companies don't want to add on to their head counts because of money. So go to them. 1, 2, keep going. Even the Bible says it about a woman who needed a lawyer to help her. She knocked and let them say, Jaime, do that, keep knocking, and definitely one door will open for you. Thank you.
I think the entrepreneurs here, for any entrepreneurship endeavor to succeed, you must find out how to do things better, cheaper, or faster. So if you are looking for your opportunity, that is it. Study the industry. What are the problems? How do you make it better, faster, cheaper? There are processes. So first you need to understand what's going on, map out the value chain, and then see how you can plug yourself within the industry by creating solutions for them. And then for the young lady that asked about psychology, we talked about knowledge transfer, where finance people transfer to energy finance. So it's the same thing. Ask yourself, what are the categories of professionals within the industry? What are their needs? I mean, when you have to spend 30 days or 28 days on the rig, 28 days on land, what are the psychological issues that they are encountering, facing, that you can provide a solution to? Read about it. If you can read just 1 hour every day for 1 year, you'll be an expert. 1 hour every day on the subject. You will become a consultant in the area. I mean, they have something called occupational health. So fix yourself in there. Once again, go and find out somebody who works in the industry. Do an interview. Find out what the issues are. And then start reading about it, and you become a professional.
So one thing that works for me as an entrepreneur is that if it aligns with your purpose, it's easy for you to get back on track when you fall down. Because you know that I'm doing this to make an impact, as he said. And when you are making an impact on other people and you find fulfillment in that, you don't give up. You keep pushing. The problem now is that for us, the youth, he has 25 years, right, or more experience. Maybe you see him driving a big car, wearing an expensive watch, and you've not even finished university. You want that. You want to get your first job to give you millions. Please, let's be realistic. It doesn't work like that. We were not there when they were starting. We've not seen their beginning. So learn to start small. That is what they always tell us. Start small. So let's all try and start small. Thank you.
Especially the graduates, they feel that somebody has to put you somewhere. The recommendation was based on what we were doing. He had just spoken. The first day I met him, when he brought his application letter to Union Oil, and I recommended him because when I looked at the personality and how he conducted himself the first day, I think you didn't add, when I close from work, I go to his office every evening to assist him to actually understand the industry because I was already in it. So I'm only saying this to let you understand that the recommendation is not based on the fact that I know Honorable, so he will help me to get a job. He didn't know me. But how he conducted himself, and Madam mentioned that our linking and that social media space, how we conduct ourselves. So please, the recommendation here is about what good you are doing or your conduct, which somebody sees that if I take you somewhere, you will not disgrace me. And I'm always very proud of him. Even though we are almost of the same age, but I'm very proud of him. And I'm adding this, yesterday I had opportunity to consult for a business. And then a young man who had been given opportunity just from school to be an accountant of a company, just within 6 months, has embezzled 320,000. So I asked myself, 28 years, he was being paid almost about 8,000 a month. And he was recommended by someone. And he has just disgraced the person. And I don't think that the employer, if you give an opportunity of giving any young person, he says, he will pick a grown-out person. So I'm saying this to add to it that when you get opportunity, don't miss or don't actually abuse it such that your next colleague or your friend will miss such great opportunity. Thank you.
My coordinator introduced the program to me. He's called Mr. Ibrahim Halidu, and I thought it was about petroleum and electricity and all those energy stuff. But when I got here and after the interactions with the panel session, I have gotten much information about the career available in the energy industry, also about the attitude you have to portray as an upcoming graduate who is just coming from the university or a national service personnel. You have to start from the basics and then climb up the ladder. Also the attitude of honesty and also discipline in whatever endeavor you are in. So I have really learned a lot, and thank you to Energy Quest Foundation for this wonderful, wonderful session. Thank you.
The program was a very lively one, and it was more practical, unlike the other programs where it was more theoretical. You could put yourself in people's shoes and then know how the trajectory you want to position yourself for the future.
One of the panelists talked about how every business or every background you have, you can fit into the energy sector. You don't have to say, oh, because I'm not an engineer or maybe petrochemical, this one engineer or something, you don't fit into the energy sector. Because you have the finance people in the energy sector, you have the psychologists in the energy sector, and a whole lot of people. So I, as a data scientist, I now know how my field can come into the energy sector and how I can benefit from that side.
I was expecting to learn the nitty-gritties of how to work your way through the energy corporation. Usually I attend a couple of these and it's not as detailed as this particular one. It was very detailed courses you can take, industries that are ready for interns to come in, training session. It was very detailed and I loved it. That was my expectation and it met my expectation.